Hello! Pull up a chair and join us in The Alcove, here with episode 64 of our homebrewed 5th edition D&D campaign, The Chaoslands. As always, before we start, I have a handful of quick announcements, so let's get through those. Moving forward, as you may notice, based on the changes to our playing menu, we will be foregoing streaming and instead uploading our WOD directly to YouTube. You will find the WODs on our channel here. Uploaded and watchable shortly after our session is played. Aside from our channel, you can also go and follow us on all of our social media accounts, our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, for all of the latest news and schedule updates, as well as awesome character art, profiles, and other fun things. I really need to update this.
Yeah, I don't know the last time we uploaded on either of those.
Shh.
But you should really check it out.
But
There is some funny stuff on there.
But the most important part is that we use a variety of background music to improve the ambiance of our game and stream. And you may recognize some of it from Critical Role's Welcome to Taldore, Welcome to Wildmount, and Candela Obscura collection albums. As well as some royalty-free music courtesy of Riot Games. Links to those can be found below. Alright. That was all of our announcements. So, before we begin our dive into the Chaoslands, since I mentioned at the end of our last session that we would be leveling up to level
Whoever
9.
was at the table.
Put the dice down.
Put it down.
We can go around the table and roll for HP and declare which class you are rolling for.
Starting with me?
Yeah.
I am rolling for Barbarian.
What?
That would be a
I
D12.
rolled a 1.
I thought you said
Are we
Artificer.
re-rolling ones?
Yes.
I am taking one in Artificer. 5.
5 it is.
That's pretty good.
I'm rolling for a fighter. It's a D10. For 10?
Oh.
Nice.
That's a lot of HP.
That is a lot of HP.
Rolling for rogue. Here comes the 2.
Oh, rogue.
2.
And you did call it.
Yep.
Rolling for Warlock.
Rolling for max.
7. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Very nice.
Are you at more? What's your max HP now?
Wait, I had
55, I think now.
No, it should be more
no,
than that.
No.
56 because I rolled 7.
Oh, I thought it was
Should be
48.
more than
That's
that.
the other one.
Isn't 49? No,
That's
but
without
No, that's
without-
rolled.
Oh, without con. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 74.
You have more than me.
Wow.
Rolling for clerk. 8.
Nice. Nice.
I've had
Whoa.
such horrible rolls for my heal. For my
Still
health.
better than
Really? Oh.
Yeah, but yours.
I wish I had horrible rolls there.
Yours theoretically should be lower than mine. Playing a tank and having less than our
Wait,
warlock
what
is
is yours?
concerning.
So
So
your warlock just has really high.
Yes,
You
yes,
can less
yes.
about that.
Also, my AC is shit.
It's also
yes,
true.
mine is
Also
getting
true.
better. And once we find a city to alter that armor, mine should be real good.
Where it is health again?
You have to do like manage
level, and then there's a rolled HP section.
On top of that, there is one small thing that I would like to retcon from last session.
Nope.
Astra.
Whoa.
You didn't have a choice in
Oh,
here.
there
Kill
it
us
is.
all.
HP.
We'll leave.
It's TPK.
After you had returned from your
Yeah.
vision, and after the fight, you had opened your pocket watch,
Yeah.
and I had said that it was broken.
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, that makes no sense as to why it would be broken. So it is not broken; it is just stuck at a random time.
Okay.
It doesn't. It looks like it did before.
I mean, it was already
Nothing
kind of
has changed.
broken. Okay.
I mean, it didn't work.
Well, yeah.
It still doesn't work, but the glass and stuff isn't broken. It's not shattered. It looks very similar to how it would have looked if you'd opened it in the past.
It just stopped doing its like craziness.
It only does its thing when it does its thing.
Okay.
Duh.
That makes sense.
It's not always doing its thing anyway.
There's a thing.
Only does its thing.
When
it's doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Gross.
I should write that down.
But yes, it is
I
not
feel
broken.
so tall in Derek's chair.
Anyway, that is all of our pre-show announcements and changes to the way stories happen. Let's begin our dive into the Chaoslands.
Nailed it.
The Ironville. After an unnerving night spent at a vampire's home at our invitation, had continued their journey south towards the edge of the Frostfang Woods, towards the Rexate of Silthia, far to the southeast across the Aetherglass Desert. Upon discovering a strange crevasse in the ground with a sheet of magically frozen ice at the bottom, you had found yourself face to face with Karis Miranon, a strange, ancient figure who had a curious connection with your companion, Kalthir,
Level 1.
demanding to know more about how Kalthir survived the fall. He was caught seemingly unawares by the presence of Astra, and began rambling strange things about how Astra had potentially betrayed him.
Yeah.
Not the first time.
He don't know shit.
In this unstable state, he decided to free the winged warrior buried within the ice as a trap or sorts, and use the enchanted bracers placed upon his wrist to dominate his mind, forcing the warrior to do battle with you. As you fought him off, you managed to provoke Karis enough that he engaged himself, dealing a quick, fatal blow to Astra. However, upon falling to her death, the various presences and figures wrestling with the threads of your companion's fate offered her a choice. She had the option to lean on the powers of her companion from the tower one asked her to protect her. She had an option to trust a future version of herself, to step in and intervene on her behalf, or to trust the strange unknown voice from the staff of the timekeeper that she carried with her instead.
That's gonna bite me in the ass.
Choosing the staff, Astra gave the presence within more access to her mind and body and more control over her. And the staff, which seemed to have a strange connection with the sword that Karis had been using, managed to shatter the blade and send it away from the current confrontation. Unarmed and furious, Karis retreated for a moment, not before warning you all that he'd be keeping a close eye on you moving forward. All of you, but especially Kalthir. With Karis removed from the battle, you managed to fend off and remove the bracers from the winged prisoner. After a moment taken, you decided to leave the Aeon Crystal buried within his back, to show him mercy, and healed him. The figure revealed himself to be named Cassius, a scout of the Ordo Draconis from Icefall, and a potential ally for you in the future. But stripped of his armor, his weapons, and pretty much everything on him, he decided to join you all for camp as you recovered after an exhausting battle and a long day's travel prior to that. So, are you making camp here near the Kavass? Are you continuing on as we decide on some of those things? We join you with more questions about what exactly you're dealing with, what you have just learned throughout this fight, and what comes next in your journey. What are you all doing?
I'm trying to figure out how many bottles of ale I used to have, but I'm opening them all.
Are you actually making camp here near the crevasse?
I think we had said we were,
Okay.
so probably, yeah.
It is starting to get pretty late in the afternoon. Even if you did decide to travel, you wouldn't be able to get more than maybe half an hour or an hour further.
Yeah, it's probably rest here.
Cassius is just kind of leaned up against a tree. It's kind of sitting there. He seems like he's just woken up from a very long sleep. So he's not exactly tired, but the wounds on his body are definitely, like, he's bruised. It's like a strange mixture of not exhausted, but there's somebody who's been through the ringer recently.
Are his
interesting.
forearms are they like pierced from the bracers being on him too?
The amount that I think you guys healed him a little bit last time.
There was a couple of heals put on him, I think.
So the wounds have kind of scabbed over, but they're still there as far as they're still there. He does turn to you all and speaks to whoever's closest to him. I agreed to take this letter to Cornwall for you. May I ask you all for a favor?
Alright.
Certainly.
I don't have any rashes on me. It will take me a few days to fly to Cornwall. Any rations or any supplies that you might have. And maybe a cloak. And he wants to cover the crystals in my back.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't find your armor. But
Come
yeah,
here.
I have an extra cloak, actually. It might be rather... Well, actually, for you, it might fit perfectly. And I give him my old cloak.
Yeah, he puts on a cloak so that he's not just shirtless.
Wait, is it the tiny magical cloak?
No, that's gone.
That's gone.
I still
Wait,
have
that
a
didn't stay
couple
with the
of
match.
regular rations.
If it did, I'm not
in
winning.
my
I
bags.
think it stayed.
So I'm gonna
Weird, I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
offer
it.
him those.
I got some too. I can share.
Thank you. Thank you.
How many do you need?
I think it would only take me a few days to get to Carmel, and then I can acquire some stuff there.
Is he leaving like soon, or is he staying the night and then leaving?
You ask him
Are you leaving soon, or are you staying the night and then leaving?
that? I'll probably leave tomorrow morning. I can't activate my wings multiple times in the same day, and I would need to fly to get there.
Need to rest for a long time.
Here, Kalthi, you're given this healing potion.
Would it be too much to ask for some money as well, some gold, to be able to buy supplies when I get to Carmel?
Well, you are rendering me a service, so...
I would only need enough to be able to acquire some lodgings or somewhere to stay in the city.
I give him 10 gold.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Big one. Can you pass him this healing potion to drink so that he gets healed?
Oh,
No, give it to him. He's pretty hurt. Stop that.
okay. There you go.
Next time.
Next time.
Is it actually a healing potion that's being passed
I
around?
have no idea.
I'm looking.
It is not a healing potion.
He has no reason to trust you. He's also not going to drink it right now.
It's a bottle of flour.
No, he has to drink it because I've been holding on to this for so long.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That's 19 plus 4, 23.
Ooh.
Do you like ask him to drink it now?
Yeah, for healing.
If this helps these wounds recover faster, he uncorks it and takes a sip and drinks it.
So Big One is going to be there close to him because he's the one that gave it to him. It's a questionable potion of affection / love / Viagra from...
Wait, what? Oh, it does.
It's a pink potion in a vial. It was from Esme's shop.
Right.
Whoever drinks it has affection for the first person they see. Unknown if friendly affection, dirty affection, etc.
To be fair, you're talking to him, so he's looking at you when he drinks it.
No.
You had to persuade him.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind.
Exciting night.
He drinks it and then looks at his wounds, and they don't seem to be getting any better, and shakes his head.
Takes a minute.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I want to celebrate a little bit. I don't know what, but we made it alive. So, here, I crack. I assume I have at least 3 bottles on me.
Probably.
So I crack a few of them open. The life?
To life. Lost it there for a minute.
Hmm?
I lost it there for a minute.
Well, still here.
Yeah. Barely.
I don't see no bottoms up. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
We all.
Cheers.
All right, better
Well,
now.
For-
It is
Thrown
very
over my shoulder,
rude
you asshole.
to cheer to somebody and you don't do anything.
For Samsonov or Samson
Samson the Brave.
and Haagen Dazs.
Yeah. 2 apples. Who are you cheersing to?
What do you cheer for?
To Hoku. He's a good boy.
I can't take a sip anymore.
Drink your ale.
He just holds up the bottle. To new beginnings.
To newbie.
Kalthir?
To us.
Who's us?
Me and Karis.
Oh, that might be one of your better brews
Wait,
yet.
did Arkmir say
That's
the
what I'm
newest?
talking about.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
Not bad.
Oh,
That's
okay.
It was
And Haagen-Dazs.
that new barrel that you.
Why are you so
that
suspicious?
Just checking.
I think I might be able to tinker it up a little bit better next time as well. So
okay.
it's only going to
Alright.
get better from here on out.
Next time we come up with some supplies, I'm going to make another batch.
Absolutely. We should open a shop somewhere someday.
That might be an idea.
That might be an idea.
As Cassius takes a sip, he turns to you guys are talking. You gave him the ale. It was very well brewed. It's definitely hits the spot. I wouldn't put. I think some of the best brews that I've had have been from Carmhall. So
Oh, you flatter me.
Is he being aroused?
Oh, is this the? Is the spell?
that's up to you.
That's some high praise.
I'm just a humble smithy, so this is just a side thing that me and my brother used to do.
So, tell me more about yourself. What is it that you all are doing? What brings you out into the Chaoslands without these, these storms? These lands there aren't people traveling unless they're shipping supplies, and I don't see you all carrying any supplies.
Oh, well, they kind of stole me from my timeline. It's cooler than it sounds.
Interesting.
How you guys got
What
here?
does that mean?
But don't worry about
I was in my tower where time is a little bit wibbly wobbly. The typical. Sometimes you're a baby, sometimes you're an old lady, sometimes you're my age. And then I decided to venture out, and here we are. That's about it.
it. Oh, we met a really nice old man in the woods. His name's Elmer. If you happen to cross him, he makes some very good food and some drink. And
From the Green Moss Grove.
smoke a pipe with him, and you'll be all sorts of loopy.
I have spent a night at the Green Moss
Oh,
Grove
that's wonderful.
in the past.
He's a lovely fellow.
Definitely many years ago now, but
Do you know Elmer?
the druid there was definitely an eccentric one, even many years ago.
Don't mess with his shoelaces. He doesn't like that.
He was a good man. He seemed to really appreciate our city, and he was from our city. He was from Icefall before. He was always welcoming to guests from Icefall, so long as they were respectful of his grove and the woods. And we usually are. We tend to mostly fly over, perhaps through protecting him, the city, a lot of people from some of the threats within the woods. And he does similar, so. Our paths have aligned in the past, and I'm sure they will again in the future.
He kind of helped us save this big one from his timeline. Well, steal him, really.
I would say safe.
Yeah, I mean, our big one was he croaked, so then we took this one to replace him, and Elmir helped with that.
That sounds really bad when you put it that way.
Kidnap this one.
Interesting. You all aren't like many of the normal folks around, are you? I guess to be out traveling, you kind of have to be a little bit.
Who are you calling abnormal? Explain yourself. I'm just fucking with you.
Most of the people that I've known who are traveling between cities or even out here are either doing so out of necessity or for profit. Based on the fact that you aren't, it doesn't seem like you're carting goods. It's probably not for profit, so it must be the latter or the former then.
We have folk in our group who really like coin.
I lost someone. I'm going after them.
We're trying to learn a little bit more about the red storms.
I'm not much of an expert in the matter, but I do know that you mentioned in the last that the crystals help protect us in our soldiers from the storm, so we're able to travel without fear of any harm coming to us.
Do you see anything weird inside of the storms? I mean, I'm assuming you're protected from the lightning, but if there's creatures or...
There definitely are creatures. There's a variety of large creatures, all manner of monstrosities and aberrations, large quadrupedal animals that are maybe 3 times the size of a human. Large flying monstrosities with
Hey, whoa.
dozens of eyes.
There's no such thing as monsters. They're just creatures we haven't met yet. That's a quote from the new Doctor Who.
Oh?
No, that was... Never mind.
They're the storms, even with the crystals and with the protection that we have, they're not safe by any means. We still tend to avoid them, but if we do happen to be caught up in them, we are safe. And we do sometimes, our armies are able to use them for cover. Very often. To protect us from other enemies or monsters that have passed through. And historically, we have managed to win a lot of battles, partly because of them.
So you're from many years ago.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know any clans that look like me?
I've met a few Loxodon.
Oh,
Mostly not in this area.
sure.
As a scout and a messenger, I've traveled pretty far south into the east. I think once I visited Rioves. That was farther to the west, actually.
Sure.
There was a pretty large group of Loxodon that roamed the plains over there, or not the plains, the swamp around there.
Boxing, rowing, and Riovis.
It's your kind are usually not the biggest fans of staying in one place.
For sure.
I think they prefer to keep moving. I think in general, most of the people that you will find outside of the rec site will prefer to keep moving. There's a few wandering tribes of nomads and
Yes.
desert dwellers.
We've heard of a few, the Deadwood clan being one.
The Deadwood clan mostly live in the woods.
Okay.
But there's
These woods?
not these woods, no. The towering wilderness down in the south. Near where Marineland is, around southwest of here.
Would you say they travel in like a herd or like a peloton?
Not really.
Oh, okay, just checking.
It's more of a nomadic tribe. They'll set up camp, but
Totally out of context.
we'll keep moving to wherever there's more food and supplies.
How would you be able to pinpoint that on the map?
The Deadwood? Oh.
I'm just looking for any
where the
possible
Deadwood
family.
clan usually is?
Yeah,
Or where they roam?
I can pinpoint it. I need to actually open the map.
We have it somewhere.
We do. It's somewhere.
It's I think it's in the thing, right?
Should be, yeah.
Just look in like our Facebook group and track it down somewhere in there. Yeah, he'll label like on the map. You had like the Lake Linwanam and like ruins of Linwanam. Like
Yeah.
south of that, there's like woods
Okay.
and a river that flows down south. So it's like on the eastern side of that river. Is what
Perfect.
he'll label.
Can you also point to the map anywhere where we should stand clear of danger?
We're headed towards Sophia, if that helps.
Oh, everywhere.
Oh.
Do you know where
Comfort
Kara's
zone.
live? Do you know where Karis live?
Can't say that I do. The legends that we've heard, he was an old warlord that led an army from the Rexade of Linwanum against our people. We defeated him in battle, and he presumably went back in defeat, and perhaps something happened to him. He was more of a, no offense, he was more of a normal elf before, but recently when we've seen him, he's looked more pale, black eyes, similar to you. And by recently, I mean decades ago.
As far as I'm concerned, this is normal.
No.
He had long, flowing black hair.
Oh, I have no hair.
No.
That's what she meant.
He was. I'm sure many would have considered him nominally handsome.
1 in
For
4
the
men
time,
suffer from baldness.
Oh no! Break into an ad read.
No, he was known as the Dread Wolf even back then. Or sorry, not the Dread Wolf, the Night Wolf.
We've heard the
Dread Wolf is a Dragon Age copyrighted term. Can't use that.
Well, thank you for all the info. Anything else?
What's the journey like from here to Siltia? Looks like we're getting close to the end of these woods.
The desert is an interesting change of pace, especially if you're not like me flying above. Flying above makes it a lot easier. You don't have to deal with getting stuck in the sand. You don't have to deal with a lot of the troubles that come with it. But sandstorms are a major concern usually. Keep an eye out for them. The sand, because of the nature of the desert, the sands can be quite dangerous when they're whipped up into the air. They've left creatures and mounts and tatters of blood, sharp cutting winds of glass and sand. If a sandstorm is coming, I recommend you find cover, make a tent, bury the tent within the sand somehow.
Should we walk?
Use magical ways to stay alive. Anything that you can to survive. Survival is the only option.
Sounds fun.
How many days is the trek?
Depending on how you go, it's harder for me to tell because mostly I've just flown. I mean, even flying, it's because of the sandstorms, it's hard to know. Sometimes you have to divert and switch paths.
But as a bird flies, how long does it take you?
As the bird flies, from here, probably 5 days.
So,
Few
3-4 times that
Yeah.
long for us?
I would say at least twice as long. There's about 2 or 3 days that it would take you to even get to the desert across the plains. The plains are a matter of their own. Large beasts, vultures, birds from the sky. Keep an eye out for any and all movement. I would recommend. Being in the wide open puts you more at risk than when you're in the woods like this. In the desert, if possible, I would recommend, if you are planning to travel on foot, to find a tribe, find a group of nomads that are traveling in a similar direction. There's safety in numbers, by far.
Are there lots of those?
There's a surprising amount if you keep an eye out for them or if you're looking for them.
Do we trust them?
Depends on how much you're paying them.
Are there any groups we should steer clear of?
Everybody out there is looking for survival. If you treat them well, they'll treat you well, but they will expect something in trade. Nobody will do a kind act to you for free.
Well, but coin only takes you so far, are they loyal to anybody, to any entity, to any deity? Like, if they ask us a question, do you like corn? And we say, we don't like corn. And then, like, oh, we'll kill you.
The corn tribes.
I don't think many of them know what corn is, to be honest. It varies from tribe to tribe. It's going to depend on who you come across. Just try not to provoke them and try to ask them for a favor and maybe pay them with some resources or something, money in return.
It's good information.
What's a reasonable quantity to pay these people? I don't know if we have much.
I've usually just flown over, but you might even, I don't know what the situation is like, you might find members of the Ordo Draconis traveling, you never know. Though they would usually tend to fly.
You keep talking about this order. Is this like a military group from your
Yes.
town, or what would they be doing roaming in the plains?
They keep the peace.
Outside of the town?
As one of the few armed groups that have the capability to affect change outside of our cities, we take pride in helping those that need help and protecting those that maybe aren't able to do so themselves.
Bringing democracy and freedom to everyone.
With guns.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We receive orders sometimes to deliver things to other rec states, to have communications, messages, letters, similar to what I'm doing for you as a favor. Liaisons, diplomatic missions.
Liaison.
There's many different groups and regiments. There's the more heavily armed and armored kind that would only be used for really dangerous situations like battle. There's more of the recon or scout types like myself. There's a group that specializes in just research, and they are probably interested in the lightning rifts in some extent.
So, back up a little.
For Jarrett's.
Yes.
He says it. He says they, but unable to deliver.
I'll be back.
Back up a second. So, you said you're no expert on the red storms. Who's an expert? Who can we chase down and talk to? That's part of the reason why we're going to Thiltia, to be honest. But it's a shot in the dark. Well, I don't know who to find there, or
They have a lot of books.
even if we're going to find anybody. But
Well, I'm assuming you all haven't been to Siltia.
no.
Siltia itself is located in a sort of a canyon within the desert. But it's a canyon that was formed by the people who lived there. The surface of the desert, and particularly in that one spot, is almost constantly being struck by red lightning. The clouds above are almost always dark, and the constant impact of the lightning and the damage that it does, some sort of strange effect that it does, has like crystallized the top layer of the sand, and the canyon underneath is protected. So you can pretty much almost always look up and see the storm. There's a lot of research that has gone into it. I'm not myself an expert in it, but they're trying to figure out ways constantly to help protect and explore and figure out what these storms are, maybe find ways to prevent them from occurring. Let's just say there's a tenuous there's a lot of politics at play. Surely, as you can tell now, the crystals help us survive the storms, travel within them.
Did you get those from Sylthia?
No, we did not. In fact, Sylthia is potentially the last place that we would want to know about the existence of these.
Are they your enemies?
They're not our enemies, no, but they're not. Let's just say if their goal is to pass and the storms are to be solved, the storms are no longer a threat, the storms no longer happen, that would be a great weapon for our city, that the benefit and advantage that we have that would no longer exist. So there are some political factions within Icefall that would prefer that the studies in Sylthia fail.
Just don't let Sylthia know about the crystals.
We keep the crystals a closely guarded secret because if they know the source of how we are able to traverse within the storms, who knows how that would further the research. It's all political games.
Do you know
The
if
Primarchs fight their own separate battles amongst themselves for who holds more power and whatnot, but none of them truly cares about the people of anyone outside of their own cities.
with all due respect, you've been gone for a long time. Is there any chance
true.
that the knowledge would have been passed on, or they would have worked together, or do you feel like you know your folk very well and they would not budge up? What do you got over there, Alcmere?
I don't know. It is something I look forward to discovering. Perhaps there has been more.
It's a secret.
An eraser? You're eating erasers?
Perhaps there has been more of a mellowing in the relations between the Rexites, but High Lord Brenna is not one who
Budges on it.
she's easily, by far, one of the strongest warriors and leaders amongst potentially this realm.
Sorry, what was that again?
Brenna?
High Lord Brenna.
Brenna, yeah.
Oh, that one.
The
Now,
Draken,
if-
the Draken
Leader-
Spear.
leader of ice.
The Draken Spear.
Now, if
So-
Karis is
Yeah.
back and he's planning on getting potentially stronger or back to what he was,
That is a grave threat.
would it not be beneficial for Rexites to sort of work together? Or is Icefall a little too proud to work with other Rexites? Meaning, if we could gain some useful information from from Sylthia for bringing up the crystals, is there a chance they might know more about?
I'm not really in a position to speak for my people.
Fair.
But I will say, we defeated Karis once. I'm sure we could do it again if we needed to.
It's a bold claim.
Did you?
He clearly has children now.
So does no one else outside of Icefall know about these crystals?
They should not. They're,
Oh. We
closely kept secret.
definitely don't. It's okay.
No, I understand that where you acquired these crystals, you would prefer to keep that information safe, but I am curious. How did you come across these in the past?
No.
If you don't want to divulge, that's perfectly fine.
Would it change anything?
No, not really.
We didn't take it by force. That's all I'm going to say.
That's good to know.
It was
at least.
gifted. It was gifted to us.
If you pass the 10 gold back, we'll tell you.
And you must be held in high esteem if it was gifted to you.
I don't need
It is.
crystals.
It is. I would consider it both a gift and a curse.
I died without a crystal. Well, I didn't, but we already told you about that.
The other one.
That's
you
his
keep
name
saying
now.
that's
The
what?
other one.
Oh, we
What
already.
does she mean?
we
What
already
do you mean
explained
when
it.
you say that?
Well, you
Our
died
big one
and
died.
you're
We
here.
took the other one from the other timeline. Now he.
How do
replaced
you
the other
have
one.
an eraser too? Where are these erasers coming from? What's happening? What are these magical food? That was like, I didn't even hear Rappy.
I opened mine earlier.
Oh
Just
my
sitting
god.
there.
Genius. What are these magical things?
Was your name Cassius?
Yeah.
Cassius.
Cassius.
Cassius or
Cassius.
Cassius? Cassius.
No teeth?
I don't really know the science behind it. I just know not long ago I kind of woke up with these folks. I don't really know how I got there. But it would appear that their version of me in some regard was unfortunately killed. And either I've merged with his body or replaced him, or I'm not even too sure yet.
His dad was nice, now he's a dick.
Well, my dad's always been a dick.
No. Are your dad. He's always been great.
Right, but now he's a dick.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe mine's nice now.
What's
Maybe
the...
they're kind of merging.
Oh no.
Sorry, Cassius, but what's... I think you may have briefly talked about it before, but what is the process for getting that crystal in you?
Pretty closely guarded secret. Involves. There's a group of. I'm not going to call them a cult, but we kind of call them a cult, anyways. They're flesh crafters. They specialize in
flesh crafters.
carving our flesh through strange and arcane rituals and replacing portions of our flesh and bone with the crystals.
Are they native to Icefall, or...?
It's a very closely guarded secret that the crystals even exist. So we undergo this process at varying points in our lives, mostly when we're much younger. They pick the most promising young cadets, and we undergo fairly harrowing rituals. Based on how potent your will is, you can perhaps have more than one such crystal engraved within, but most of us tend to stop
made
at
of
one.
iron.
Would you do it again? If you had...
I don't think I would, personally.
Could outside folk get this procedure done? Meaning non-Icefallians. I think that's what you go by.
I think they're called icicles.
Icicles.
Maybe.
That's canon now.
But only with permission from the High Lord. She had many titles and many names, but First Primed is her name, one of her names, and she was the first to be granted this blessing. She is also the most dominant-willed of our people. I believe, at last count, she had just undergone her 9th priming.
She likes
Where'd they put that one?
Jesus.
I'm just asking.
Don't want to know.
Oh, it's probably.
I don't want to know.
I don't know if it would be too much of an ask, but
It's canon now.
Icicles for my soul.
you are
There you go.
making your way back to Icefall. Maybe you can put in a word there. Should we come by?
I think we already
Well,
asked him.
we-
I will,
Oh, but for the
I
crystal.
will
Oh.
probably
that.
not mention the fact that you have acquired a crystal
No,
that
he
is a
can't.
secret. Then should not be outside of the city, and I let you walk with it.
What crystal?
Correct.
Yeah, but when we meet Brenna, because you're gonna put in
Put
a
in
nice
a-
word for us to meet her, and we tell her about we know the crystals, then you could be like, yes, they should get the procedure done.
We probably shouldn't tell them because if they have,
If I was,
they have incentives to keep it secret, they might want to kill us to keep that
Just
secret.
hook us up with the flesh.
But I could have
Crafted.
shared it across the entire world by then. Killing me does nothing.
That's understandable.
We'll just take another one from the
Yeah,
other
exactly.
timeline.
They know how to do it now.
Until we get a better sword.
Yeah. We'll just keep rotating them.
Helter, what are you doing while all this is happening? You're just listening to the conversation,
Um,
taking notes.
Yeah, passively listening, and also probably starting to stay in the general vicinity, like eye shot for sure. Just gathering like some stuff to set up for the camp, seeing if I can like sticks and stuff for fires and whatnot, but also if there is any like berries or anything around, just like general gathering of stuff while listening as I pass back and forth with people.
Yeah. You're able to find like a surprising amount of berries in like a bush nearby. It's strange. There's clearly signs of like undeath and battles and stuff in this around this crevasse, but there's also natural beauty that seems to be scattered around here. The trees here seem a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more. The berries here all seem like you taste one and it seems delicious. It's the interesting juxtaposition between sort of like the evil that was here before as well as the rather good natural energy around it. As you're walking, you do notice that down in the crevasse where the ice has begun to melt. And it's almost forming like a small like puddle of water, a little pond of sorts.
Can I check in on staff, lady? Are you still there?
I am, yeah. Thank you for trusting me before.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me back. That was a tough call to make. I didn't really know which way to go, but this seemed like a good option.
What call?
Oh, well, I had a few different options for what to do next, you know?
You did?
Yeah, but I picked you.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Because I had Haster, and then I had future Astra. Did I just say my name wrong? Astra?
I don't know.
Arstra? But anyways, I picked you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that sword, there was something very familiar about it. I think I was able to send it back to where it should be.
What's with you and weapons? First the staff, then the sword.
I don't know. I think it's less about the weapons and more. There's just something very familiar about it. Have you seen the sword before? You know what that sword is?
Nope. Do I? I do?
We saw it on Daddy.
Oh.
She might not have seen it.
What? You were there.
No, I don't think she was.
What?
No.
Really?
Are you listening to this conversation out here?
I can't really hear anything.
Oh, well, it's kind of bullshit. I used a love potion I've been holding on forever, and it did jack shit.
Usually tends to happen. You know, most of those are just lies that vendors and people looking to make a quick buck
Esme
make.
would no. She is of utmost honesty. I think. I've only met her once, but I'm kind of her influencer.
Strange.
Any more memories pop back to you? Any idea who you are? What you are? Where you are?
Something about brewing and selling potions. That seems oddly familiar.
Are you an influencer too?
I guess you could say that. I think. Something about it seems familiar.
Interesting.
It's more and more stuff is beginning to come back slowly. It's interesting. I feel like everything I know was hidden or removed or something. feel myself on the edge of learning more about myself, about who I am, about what I am, about how I got in this place that you claim as a staff. But I don't really know for sure.
Maybe you just need to kind of see and hear and do more stuff, and then it'll come back to you. Like
Maybe.
the whole potion thing.
Maybe.
This is really scary.
I briefly saw him as I was in control of your body there momentarily.
Haster?
No.
Karis.
The black armored figure,
Oh, that's Karis.
made of shadow. Seemed powerful.
Yeah, he's kind of a dingbat.
What did you say his name was?
Karis?
Yeah.
The night wolf?
Nightwolf. Oh, I can't say that rings a bell. I'm sorry I'm not more helpful. Perhaps I don't know what we can do to help me regain some of my memories. I'll think about it.
Yeah, if you think of something, let me know. This is such a hard place to be in because I know as Alyssa, I don't want her to remember who she is because I'm the one that ripped her arms off, but Astra doesn't know any of that.
She's gonna be like, maybe if you just let me feed on some of your memories. Then she'll slowly take over your body.
It's like a parasite.
So, Cassius, have you got any siblings?
I do actually.
What did they do? Were they warriors or messengers like you?
I don't know what I was the middle brother. My younger brother was very young when this happened. I don't know what he's up to now. My older brother had originally been in the military, but not a member of the Order Draconis, just more of a town's guard. I think he'd finished his years of required service and was I think he was thinking of opening up a clothing shop or a leather working shop.
Oh, really?
I think so. He always loved making things with his hands, working leather. There's lots of animals in the vicinity of Icefall that are good hunting, and a lot of hunters would come back with leathers and fangs and hides, and he took a shine to that.
What's his name? Or do you know the name of the shop?
I don't know if he actually ended up opening the shop or not.
Taylor's tailoring.
That's a good one. I like that.
I think his name was Marcus.
Marcus.
Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Marcus.
Aurelius was his general's name.
That is true.
Marcus what? Just, you know.
Hold on, let me come up with a name here. Maximus.
Marcus
Wow.
Maximus. So you're
Yeah.
Cassius Maximus.
No, that's not his name.
What's his middle name?
It's Hawthorne. Cassius Hawthorne.
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 Hawthorne. You see, one of the challenges from in Cornwall was actually coming across good leather because we mostly had goats, like small skin animals, and it was hard to make certain types of armor or Even weapons. Some that need fine leather to the handles and whatnot. So we make do with what we could, but
That's never
Perhaps,
been historically. That has never been a concern for Icefall. It's one of those odd stories that most people from outside of the city perhaps maybe won't even believe in. But in the woods surrounding Icefall, long time ago, there's a tribe of Yetis that lives within the woods. And we have a, so to speak, peace treaty arrangement. We protect them, we provide them with food, they provide us with hunted animals, we keep them safe.
and they reckon they're still there and still.
I mean, they've been there for centuries, so I'm sure they were there before we were there, to be honest.
Interesting. People in Cornhole feel so isolated, and it's so scary to go out to the mountain. I know that military life. I was a smith, but my family was well, at least my mother's side was on the Frostbraid Guard, and I used to go there to train every day whenever I could. But even those folk, they were armed and they were strong, much stronger than me, and much more prepared than me. And there would be these ranging parties that would go out just to take a look around the city and make sure they were safe, and some would never come back. Lots of families lost people like that. Just gone to never know what happened.
Icefall, because of the crystals and the Order Draconis, we've been able to lead mostly, at least for the military side of things, relatively safe life, we think. But obviously that has led to its own problems with ambition and wars and some of our more aggressive tendencies of our people.
You see, this weapon that you carry, and I don't remember if I gave him back plus player talk because I had it strapped to my back.
Yeah.
No offense, this is a very blunt, hard weapon. Is this like the average weapon soldier of your station?
No.
You see, we make very fine crafts from the ores from the mountain, and I just think that wouldn't it be better if we could just trade, share? It would be nice. Here, by the way,
Sure it would.
you will probably need this on your
Thank you.
journey back.
Thank you.
I wish we found your armor.
Your money.
He just puts it beside himself because he doesn't have anything to strap it to or anything. Thank you. I do appreciate it. It's our weapons are definitely much more practical. They're-
Have you been to Cornhole before?
I have. Yeah. I mostly stayed near the Erie Gate and dropped off any messages or supplies that were needed.
The upper side of town, fancy. They, you see, the most accomplished warriors, the elite of the guard, they have these hammers, these fabled weapons that they're magical. I don't know how they do that, or how many are there. But
Some ways
it
are
would be nice.
equivalent to that in some ways as the crystals. There's not as many of them as you would think, but there's enough to keep our army going. And if we were to run out of them, that's also another reason why we tend to keep them safe and not have them leave the city. Perhaps if more people were to discover what they do.
You two know a lot about weapons. My staff is asking about the night
What?
about Karis's sword. Is there anything special about that?
Your staff is talking
My
to you,
staff is
Lass?
asking about the sword, yeah.
I don't remember
Huh.
Karis.
So you used to hear a voice from the walls that were knocking at you,
Yeah.
and now you're hearing a voice from a piece of wood.
Yes. What's so hard to understand? They're two different voices. One is a woman, the staff
Plus,
lady.
hearing voices that other people can't see is
I
not a good sign, lass.
no, it happens all the time.
Have you heard
See, nobody
of...
else can hear me right now except for you. I'm
Get
in
out
your
of my
head.
head.
No, that's-
But you see, when you do that freaky thing, and
Not
like
that freaky.
our friend over here does that too.
that's freaky.
You guys are here. I can kind of see you, or you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but do you ever see them?
Well, not yet, but I'm sure it's coming. I'm trying to help her. I'm trying to help my staff out. There's some sort of. The staff is talking to me. She's remembering some stuff. And then there was something weird about the sword that Karis had. She seemed to know something about that. She sent it away.
If she has a voice in her staff, I believe her.
For everything you saw.
And then in your head, you hear my queen.
Question. Yep.
Yes.
So, like, when we first found that staff, there was a letter associated with it
Yeah.
that said, like, Tisha.
Yeah.
She wrote a letter to upgrade the staff.
Yes.
What happened to that letter? Like,
That letter does
Never
not
existed.
exist.
it's just
Never
like it's
existed.
gone
Just
altogether
not
because you never
exist.
Never
written
existed.
it. Okay.
All you know is when you came back from the strange room that you were in, and you saw, like, you rescued your friends from somewhere.
Yeah.
You came back into this world, and you had the stuff on your back.
Yeah.
That it?
Oh, you
Somebody had the
you,
staff.
I
you
had
had
it.
it.
Yeah,
and you
that
gave it
gets
to
it.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had the staff with you.
It's all
That's
wrapped
all.
up.
What do the voices ask of you?
They're asking about the sword, Karis' sword. She said it looked familiar.
She can see?
Well, no, but I don't know. She can sense it, I guess. She doesn't hear you guys talking. She only hears when I talk to her. And then swords, I guess.
Makes sense.
You guys know anything about the sword? No.
It had a really cool flame effect on it.
And they ripped you open.
Yeah.
How did that disappear, by the way?
My staff, she sent it away. Well, it wasn't me entirely. I had some part in it.
Oh, timing it was magical. It was really cool.
What did you see?
Should I tell him?
Well,
Astra's a
why
god.
are you?
Astra is an actual
Well,
god.
Well, I wouldn't
She
go
turned back
quite
time.
that far.
I saw it. Everything stopped. Something happened. It. And when she came back, she said some cool line that I don't know if you guys heard, and then the sword disappeared. She said, like, that doesn't belong to you. And I saw it all.
Oh, was
And it
that
was amazing.
was that before
That's no
her
big deal.
falling dead with like
No,
half of
no,
her
she got
side
stabbed. died.
keep fixating
Then
on
time
that
got
part.
turned upside down and reverted. And then she was standing there like a god.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
How did you see all of that?
That's a good question. I had full control of my arm. I couldn't move the rest of my body, but things were happening. I don't know if it has to do with me being here and pulled through some sort of time, but I saw it all. It was crazy.
It was no big deal.
It was a big deal. That was also weird.
I did that too.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
I don't know how to explain it. It was just time reverted.
I mean, I had some help from staff lady, but a little bit.
I found berries. I joined in the conversation. I wasn't here.
My chunk just comes over and takes them all and just eats them.
I don't know why I'm imagining you like drenched, like you took a dip in that little pond now.
Why are you so wet?
Yeah.
I was watching cops.
I was watching cops.
We're amongst special folk.
I mean, I wouldn't. Well, I mean.
You
yeah,
bent
okay.
time.
Have you done this before?
I mean, all the time in the tower, that stuff would
Oh,
kinda happen.
Astra, when she died, time reverted. Like, it went, like, if you press... Have you ever seen one of those schema, like, it almost plays pictures in front of you and you can reverse it and speed it up?
Sure.
It happened to her, but in real time. She rewound time.
Yeah, but that happens all the time.
Well, not in front of me, it hasn't.
Okay, this is a player talk question because I'm trying to remember now.
No.
There was another time where time was reversed, where we caught you killing somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, but
Darkness.
Tisha.
No, you tried
No, no,
killing
no, no,
him.
no, no.
That was in the
Ezra,
past.
you do
Ezra,
remember.
Yeah.
The guy that looked like
That one you remember.
you?
all of us remembered it? Or
Not that
I know
guy.
I saw
I know.
something.
Well,
That was
One
another
other
guy
guy.
who looks like
Yes.
me. We didn't.
Yeah.
kill
Where
him.
I cast
Is this some
darkness.
other guy
I think I saw something.
that
think you saw
Miralar
something,
wanted?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, she just literally died.
Because she,
I set up
She
darkness.
convinced you basically
And
to be
then-
like, let me do this.
Mm.
I think it was either you or one of those.
I think I had darkness cast, and then I shined my
No,
sword.
I cast darkness.
Yeah.
Oh, you
did-
cast
she
it.
did
Sorry,
it
I
together.
shined my sword though, and then
Actually,
you were just caught
darkness.
red-handed there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like,
that's what it
Yes.
was.
yeah.
Yes, everybody was frozen in time. She reversed time, unrealived herself,
That was a
and
while
then made
back.
the sword disappear.
Yeah, I mean, these things
How do you
happen
know
all the
so
time
much
and-
about that?
I don't. I just saw it. It was crazy. It was magical. She is a god. That was the only explanation.
I just saw a note that said Arkmir got gooed.
Yeah. Multiple.
It said a lot.
Yeah.
All I have to look for is Astra's Big Bad Evil. I've written it like 10 times in here.
It's fine.
Hey, there's Teddy.
Hi, I'm Teddy.
Yeah. All right, that's fine.
Oh, there's also Astra was missing, and we had that magic mirror.
Was it, what episode was this? Because I have episode 22, shit goes down, mirror shit, halo shit, scorpion shit, and that's all I wrote that episode.
Sounds about right.
I don't remember.
That's fine. I was just curious.
I do think you either have experienced this before or
Astra sometimes baby?
Oh yeah, changes in age.
Man, that was a bad episode. Astra's also now a thief.
What? What'd I do?
I don't know.
Imagine being a thief.
oh shit, I guess.
That's
Well, that makes actual logical sense.
Oh, it was November 2nd, 2022. Astra reset the timeline, killed Heseric. Astra was fake. Fake
What?
Astra showed up again.
What episode?
Yeah, I don't write episodes. It's stupid.
I don't write dates.
What a message.
When we saw
Wait, I don't get
I want a
messages.
message.
when we saw the sword, like Karis wielding it, did it look familiar to any of us?
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're the one who recognized it.
Yeah.
With DM.
Yeah.
Do you?
Wait, did you?
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Wait. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Gotta go past our Chicago messages. Yes. Okay.
What happened to all of our episodes between 28 and 34?
Actually, no, but something slightly different. Maybe I'll message you.
What's happening?
I don't know.
But yeah, it was amazing.
Sure.
All I'm trying to say, lass, is that if the boy on the wall, or
On the
If-
other side. He's
sure.
not on the wall. He's on the other side of
if
the
the
wall.
boy in the wall,
Okay.
and the staff lady,
Yeah.
if they ever tell you to hurt yourself or hurt your friends, talk to us.
Yeah. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Not very confident building, but
See, now I'm torn because she's really bad at lying, but I also believe her. Confused now.
You all came back very different.
I'm so confused.
Oh, okay. I found it. Episode 33.
That's where it happened.
Literally,
You were
That's
missing
where I
in
was looking at the
32.
bloods. I was
literally
like, what happened?
half
I had
hour
2 dead men in
campaign.
the hallway.
Yeah.
Razors. Hezrick.
I don't remember, but the rest do.
Did we ever find the supervisor of
It's
Hezrick?
funny because I think the name that I picked for that episode was A Wrinkle in Time, which is the same name I used for the most recent episode where there was a wrinkle in time.
Did you?
I think so. That's why in my notes I was like,
A
oh.
Wrinkle in Time Part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote the time rewinds.
Yeah.
But I didn't write if we remember.
I think you remember that one.
Yeah.
I think you remember that one.
Okay.
I don't remember any of that.
She
but
does
you
not
guys
remember
do.
any of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Does she remember this one?
No.
Oh. So you're just going along with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy.
It's no big deal.
I'm just getting a fire started.
Oh.
Just in the middle of
Fireball.
Yeah. Fireball.
Yeah. Fireball.
Whoops.
Wrong one.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
I do have a project I'd like to work on this evening.
You all mentioned something about time being. In the past, you were talking about pulling things from different timelines.
Time is a
things,
wibbly wobbly.
things like that, and I was like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?" But the ability to manipulate time is fairly common amongst incredibly strong archmages and wizards.
Would you
of
say
that sort.
gods?
I've never met a god.
You're in the
To be
presence
honest.
of one.
But there's it's strange because there used to be a title.
The Watcher.
No,
The Warden?
something seems off.
That's a weird title.
Has my memory been altered?
I didn't do, I swear.
Hmm.
Oh, it's the potion.
Oh no. That wasn't the love potion, that was the memory wipe potion. Wrong one.
Do any of you all have ways of restoring lost memory? I can feel something. I know something, but it's not.
I can
Coming.
hit you in the head really
That's
hard.
not gonna help.
I mean, I could use.
It's not coming
I don't
to
know
me.
if lesser
Go
restoration
back to
would
the
do
last
anything.
place you remember having the memory.
Let me see if I
I'm just.
There's someone in our city. There's someone in Icefall who's very powerful.
Oh, he's thinking of Tisha.
Yeah.
They were the right. They were the right hand of the High Lord, and I know they exist because I met them. But they don't exist. Something's wrong.
An archmage of sorts.
That's what
And his nose starts to bleed.
Yeah, actually, like, he looks very visibly
Oh.
confused.
Right hand to Brenna?
I think
Wait, so they remember that much? Interesting.
But they
He
existed,
was
but they don't
trapped
exist.
in an isotol for 17 years. It's weird magic.
Interesting.
Weird magic. Multiple people's very powerful magic on him.
weird. Unfortunately, I don't know much about Icefall, so I don't know who you're talking about.
Do we have diamond dust?
Let me look. We have a diamond if we want to crush it into dust. I can do that very easily. I can
have
do
a
that
vial
twice as
of
efficient now, actually, since I
Predoctigator
leveled up.
dust.
I don't know what level up means,
If
but
we have that tomorrow, well, it also, as a player talk, technically when I leveled up, I picked a different spell than what I want to use now, so I think we'd have to wait until the long rest to pick a different spell, even though I didn't use it. If we have
I
diamond
could
dust,
make dust. But keep in mind that it is a component for life-saving spells, and I don't think we have enough for another one.
I do have an uncut diamond.
Uncut jams.
Yeah. Oh wait, I have diamond dust.
There you go. Perfect. I already did it. That's how good I
The
am.
thing is, though, I didn't write how much diamond dust I have. I have one diamond
You have
dust.
infinite diamond dust? That's
I think you
amazing.
only have 100 gold worth, because I think you
That's
had like 100 gold diamond and 300 gold diamond. And I
Alright.
think you crushed
Then
them.
tomorrow, I believe I may be able to help with that. I would need to rest.
That would be helpful just to get something out of my. This is
Kathy's
odd.
about to alter the course of the rest of the campaign.
This is odd.
Can I
Well,
make you a
don't
tea?
stress. Don't stress. Yes, please. Would you like an apple
Sure.
teeny?
I'm gonna make.
I still don't know what it is, but I want to make it.
He's like, I must remember. He
Is
just
that what we
crushes
had
it.
at the? What did we have? The apple teeny? Is that what it was?
Oh, apple teeny.
Yeah, we need to figure out what that
Mm.
was.
You're making a tea.
I'm making a tea.
Do you need a tea set for that? Because I have one.
Oh, even better, yes.
Are you making an actual tea, or is this just another love potion?
Do it.
I don't know. Here you go.
He takes it.
I'll
It's
never
amazing.
tell.
It's the best tea he's ever drank.
Takes it.
It's some special green powder from Marinowin. It's hallucinogenic.
You gave him drugs.
He like takes a sip and drinks, and it's actually really good tea. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you relax a bit. Kick back.
Okay. Hoku has come out of his bag,
Hey, bud.
like curious about this avenue of conversation. You can tell that he was listening. He like looks up at you and just like knuckles up against you.
Squirrel. Are you interested in? What were we talking about?
Who am
No, Astro has.
I? Yeah.
I
can't remember.
One by one.
You want him to remember too? Do you know something, Hoku? Timmy's stuck in the well? What?
As sun sets and you light your campfire here, setting up camp for the night, Cassius very shortly just begins to almost like doze off a little bit. And he's looking up at the stars. And
Giggling.
he mentioned something about fireflies when there's nothing around you all.
So pretty.
He's mostly out for the rest of the night until he falls asleep. Is there anything you all want to do before going to sleep for the night, or do you want
I
to
do
start
have a
watches?
project.
Yeah.
I would like to take off my current armor, and you'll see me pulling out some materials out of my bag with some wires, and I'll hook one end into where the battery is of my arm and lace it through the chainmail, and I'm going to use my third noose infusion, and I'm going to give this armor resistance to lightning.
Ooh.
So some things I've learned based on seeing some things you've done, learned from my time with the arm, just some overall studies. I now have been able to kind of, same with the ability of, what's that spell called? The thing. Absorb elements. I've kind of applied that into my armor now, so I will use my new slot of infusion on myself, and I'll give myself resistance to lightning. And just before bed, I will open my journal and write in, I don't know how she's a god. She's a bit weird. Forgets a lot of stuff. But I will
That's
serve
just
her.
Alyssa. My memory's shit.
I will serve her.
Once it's getting close to people looking like they're gonna start sleeping, then I'll set up the dome, start casting that.
Wait, who's cooking tonight?
Who's what?
Who's cooking tonight?
I can certainly help cook.
I mean, I don't mind.
Well,
Do we have any
I
actual
thought we were
fruit?
just
Brought
eating the
berries,
gray
but
rations.
Somebody.
I
ate
had
them
berries, but
Oh, we can make a mighty
oh,
fine meal.
yeah,
out of
we still
berries.
have plenty
all.
of
You ate them
land.
all.
Yeah.
No,
Things,
I
yeah.
saved a few. If we can catch a few rabbits or something, we can make a mighty stew.
Alright, that's a mission.
I'm
I
holding
want
on
to
there,
get.
Jack.
I wouldn't recommend getting
Yeah,
don't get any of that meat from the wolf. That thing was gross.
Yes, please avoid them.
Alright, I need some company.
I mean, I'm gonna prep the kitchen, so to speak.
To hunt?
Aye.
I can come with you.
Alright.
Keeping Jen still safely like as we're hunting a birch.
Can Jen attract other rabbits?
Use her as bait.
Don't use Jen
Yeah.
as bait.
Maybe find another animal other than rabbits so we don't scare Jen.
You're not using Hoku either, if that's what you were gonna ask next.
It looks leathery.
You head out under the cover of the moonlight. The trees are providing you with a lot of shade, but it is beginning to get darker. Make a survival check.
Yeah.
Alright.
You can either both roll, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Do you want to roll with advantage?
No, you roll the other one.
Sounds like, are you sure?
Skills.
Skills. Nothing but skills.
Survival?
Yep.
17.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
You're both very easily able to find some trail, a trail of probably some a larger creature than a rabbit, probably a deer or something of that sort. Managed to pick up some of the track and droppings of this animal again, trying to track it down. You make your way through the woods, and there in the distance you can see in the dark just like you can actually you hear first almost like a stream or something here in the middle of the like woods, potentially like some water source just like flowing very lightly, and you can make out some movement near this stream where there seems to be a group of deer that are just drinking water.
Yeah. You're the silent one. So, I'm gonna grab my gun. But, how about you circle around and you throw one of those daggers of yours? If you miss, then they run my way. And then I shoot them in the face.
We could try something along those lines. I will circle around, and if my plan doesn't work, then I'm sure they'll go running your way.
Alright.
I'll sneak around.
Make a stealth check.
Oh boy, purple boy.
Very, very sneaky, sir.
Very sneaky, sir. That's pretty good.
No, does he get advantage because I'm... Oh.
That's stealth.
Yep.
26.
Whoa.
No one can see him.
Yeah, invisible.
Timon, can you also make just a stealth check for me with advantage? Because you're mostly just standing still.
But when he just
That
had
is
this,
very cruel. 'Cause I have natural disadvantage, so I
Yeah,
didn't
so
want
it's
to
advantage.
move.
So
It's a very low DC. It's just to see if
So it's a
like
straight roll?
you're able
it would
to.
be, it would be a straight roll.
Because
It's not good. It's not good.
It's not terrible. 9?
that's fine. That's
He
fine.
says a low DC.
You're just staying in the spot.
I'm staying.
But you're far enough away. This is to determine like how close you were able to safely get without spoofing them. Arkman, you're able to very easily sneak around.
You can just walk up and pick 'em
you're
up.
Yeah.
walking up trees and like making carefully
Alive and
walking
kicking.
around them. You're able to get fairly close without being fairly.
So I'm on the
confident.
other opposite
You're on
side.
the opposite side, roughly about 10 or so feet away.
What is
You
it?
can do the cyber.
You can see from here. You can make out there's 3 deer.
Yeah.
One of them relatively small, smaller, and
Okay.
2 of them fairly sizable, enough to meet for at least 3 or 4 days.
Oh, it's a family.
Okay, I'm gonna kill the baby.
So
We don't want to waste meat.
and before you leave, I just tell you, point to me which one you're trying to kill, and then I will like, I'm laying on the floor and I'm just pointing it. And I have the scope because I got that.
That is true. Yeah.
So I am looking at. The
You have a. It's hard because it is like the woods and the trees are fairly dense, so you are able to get a clear shot on probably only 1 or 2 of them, and not all 3, without getting any closer. But you can see them, and with a little bit of like tracking, actually make a perception check. I'll give you advantage because of the scope to see if you can spot Arkmir through all of this because he's trying to be very sneaky and stealthy.
Not bad.
Not bad. Perception, you said?
Yeah.
What the
He's
fuck
looking through a
perception?
scope.
Yeah.
24.
That's close enough to 26. I'll allow it. Because you were able to keep a like general bearing and you are looking for him, you're able to spot him on the other side with your scope.
Okay. So you can kind of see me pointing. So I'll be pointing at the larger deer, and it's gonna do 2 things. So I'm gonna be throwing I'll throw a physical dagger at this large deer.
Yeah.
And as I'm doing that, I'm also going to be casting animal friendship on this baby deer on the side here.
As you kill its parents.
Also, you shoot the parrot
Bambi
and then you
doesn't make friends
you
with a
entice
hunter.
Bambi.
Yes.
Nice.
Jesus.
Is the intelligence of the deer, baby deer, 4 or higher?
It's definitely not.
Okay. Then you have to succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Save of
Do
14.
you get some kind of advantage or like rogue stuff for not being detected and throwing? Or
I
is
don't
that
know.
just sneak attack?
You don't get
Oh,
sneak
I guess
attack.
this would be a
Sneak
sneak
attack.
attack, so this dagger would
It would be
be
a sneak attack.
Oh, I guess I have to roll for that, don't I? Yeah.
Wow. Wait, hold on. I guess.
Yeah, let's see what happens to Bambi first.
It's a natural 1. So your spell succeeds.
You're best friends with it now.
You're friends with it. It is charmed. It's not. If you kill somebody who's charmed.
So it knows that I mean it no harm, even though it's.
But you mean its parents.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything.
Alright.
You mean it no harm, and then make an attack roll.
I mean, this-
If you're rolling at 1, it's hitting the baby.
At least it knew. It was, it's pretty close. This would be. Where's
Isn't
my?
it a sneak though? Don't you get advantage on it?
It is a surprise attack.
Oh,
They have no
yeah.
idea you're
Surprise
there,
roll,
so you
yeah.
have advantage.
That's where the sneak attack comes
Oh
from.
man.
Now you can roll the 1.
Okay, yeah, that's a 25 to hit,
Definitely hits.
and it's a sneak attack.
Yeah, you're gonna take its head clean off. See a 6.
11, 12, 16 damage.
It's enough to kill it. You see Arkner point at one of the deers, and you see him throw the dagger. Are you doing anything in that moment before?
I'm waiting to see if the deer falls because I don't want to fire unless
your
they're
dagger
right.
connects right into its flank, right underneath one of its four legs. It sinks really deeply, and it immediately just makes like a little whimpering. Just like crumples.
You're
there,
like-
But I'm still like
inside of
Bambi. I'm like, look at me.
Don't look over there. Don't look over there.
The other deer begins to bolt, but then turns to look at the child. And the child is just like looking at you and at its parent and at its other parent.
Yes. I'm walking closer to Bambi.
I don't like any of this.
Make a persuasion check. Either persuasion or animal handling with disadvantage because you just killed its parent.
Persuasion.
Advantage for friends.
That's the only reason he's able to make this check.
Persuasion with disadvantage. Do I get to use my psychic?
If you want to, you're
It's
psychically-
at least a 19. Is the persuasion? I think that's
the
fine,
other like parent deer just darts off into the woods with this little one. Just like comes up to the other parent to check if it's
I don't even know what you're trying to do with
still
this
alive
deer.
or
I
not.
don't even know what I want to do.
He already has the rabbit.
Yeah,
He has all the forest animals.
As I'm
You
going
just-
over and I start just like
You just
petting
see
the
it
baby
like
deer.
nuzzling with the other parent, just like checking
Aw.
if it's still alive or not.
Arkner's like, I wanted to be close for this one.
David, you see Arkmir step out from the woods and approach, and
With a little baby
Oh,
following him.
Very
blood.
impressive.
I think Arkmir wants to be a Disney princess.
Yeah, quite as many
Just in the most
Very
gruesome way, though. I kill all of their parents.
I start to approach.
the other like little deer just keeps like poking at its parent, and then just like lays down beside it.
I'm gonna pull out some of the berries that Kalthir had and just kind of hold it out to the baby deer.
It's not eating right now. It's pretty traumatized.
But
Hold that on there.
Arkner's his best friend.
Yeah.
Friend,
We're
but-
best friends. Animal friendship. It has to be my friend. Just like
Timon,
Chad.
as you approach it very quickly like darts its eyes over to you. The little baby deer that's just like sitting beside its dead parent.
Very good work. That's some outstanding name. Very good. What they will do with the baby?
I don't know. Well, we'll see if it wants to come back with us to camp.
Alyssa, if you're uncomfortable, just do the X card and we'll fast forward
We're all
back to
good.
the scene. You're just making sure that everyone feels safe at the table.
It's Arkmir, not me.
I would never.
Yeah.
I mean, we only need one. What up to you?
Well, we'll see what this one wants to do. And, do you mind giving me a hand? Well,
Oh, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
alright. I want you to see how does Bambi react with they're being hoisted on?
Yeah, I mean, the deer is going to try and stay close to the parent wherever it's going, so
Okay.
it'll probably follow you.
Can't wait until you bring Bambi into the desert and it dies of a heat stroke.
That's how we get more rash.
Oh no.
It gets to grow a little
Yeah.
bit more. I'm sorry. Oh, I've been wanting to go on a hunt for so long.
You begin making your way back to
Yeah, so like I tie the legs or whatever, and then I try to like hoist it onto my shoulders, or at least like drag it as well as I can.
Meanwhile, back at camp, what are you so you're working on your
Yeah, it'd
like,
probably
little
take more than a
lacing
few
the
minutes. Yeah.
metal. Kalthir, Astra, is there anything you both want to do?
You think
before
they
turning
got
into
some more
the man.
berries, like the ones that you got for dinner?
I think they were going hunting.
Hmm.
Perhaps they were hunting for berries.
That's what I kind of figured.
They call that foraging.
For
Yeah.
babies.
I'm going to be writing a lot of stuff. A lot of shit happened in the last day. So I'm trying to take note.
I guess I'd be futzing around with that magnifying for the
Spyglass?
spyglass.
You can add in your D&D.
Oh, is it in there
So
now?
Spyglass of Clairvoyance, but there's two of them. There's a homebrew version and a not. Grab the homebrew version.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
I'll just be talking to my staff.
She doesn't have much more information
Okay.
to get you, unless there's something specific that you want to ask.
Well, I was just gonna kind of give her an update. Checked with the rest of the team. They don't know anything about that sword that you feel like is familiar. I don't know. Ask Cassius too. He doesn't know. He's got weird memory issues happening right now. He's kind of like you actually, where he kind of remembers something but also doesn't remember it, and then we're gonna try to help him remember the rest of it tomorrow.
That's strange.
Yeah, I know. Something about right hand of High Lord Brenna in Icefall. I don't know. He doesn't know what it's about, but we're gonna help him out tomorrow to see if that rings a bell.
Would it be possible for me to speak with him?
I thought you couldn't do that. I thought you could only speak. Like, do you want to speak through me to him?
This is a nice little spot.
He could,
Okay.
or I'm sure whoever holds the staff can speak to me if that's what.
I don't want anybody else touching my staff.
Okay.
I can relay the message if you like.
I think we would have to speak face to face. So we'd have to, if you were okay with it, take control.
Why do you want to speak with him?
If he seems like he might be in a similar situation, I mean, perhaps speaking with him could trigger something in either me or him.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I'd still kind of like to be a part of it, though. He's sleeping now anyways, so I think we'll have to wait. He's had a rough day. So I think we'll have to wait until he wakes. Is he sleeping? I assume he's sleeping.
He's counting the fireflies at this point.
He is out of it. He's had a long, hard day, so I think we should wait until morning, because then we're going to help him out with his memories. Then maybe he'll remember more, and then we'll see. Then we'll connect you guys.
Shortly after this, unless there's something else you want to do, the two hunters return back to camp carrying a deer. And then shortly thereafter, another small deer it's staying away from the fire. But in the woods, you with your high perception, you can tell there's another deer just wandering in the
Oh, you can
vicinity
throw
of
the addo over there. Baby deer's much better anyway.
What the hell did you guys do?
What do you mean?
What an impressive
I
hunt.
got like food for a month.
Okay, I mean, yes, thank you, but
What did you think hunting meant?
Actually, we got food for 40 days.
do not touch the baby.
No,
You
it's
can't-
better alive, and then we have some fresh meat. 30
Shh,
days.
it can hear you.
Oh, I'll get started on a stew for us for tonight.
It'll take a while to cut up the
I'll
butcher
start off-
skin.
Oh, once he starts, I just need a small piece. Then I can make some food.
You'll basically spend the rest of the night working at cleaning up the meat.
I'm alright. Just don't let it get close to me, butchering its parent.
Yeah.
So I'll be over there behind that tree.
I'll be in between the baby and Timon.
Well, I was never really good at this, but let me try.
Distracting the deer with Jen.
You spend the rest of the night working with your small army of animal companions.
Asher is just sitting across, like, watching.
And Timon pulls his dagger. La, 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 la.
You wish you could be a princess like me.
As night gets deeper in and as your companions finish butchering the
I can assist you if you want. I've done it before.
Really? Oh, my brother did this much better than I can. So
I'm not great, but
I'll take any help.
sure.
Yeah, there it was.
The rest of the night, at least until bedtime, passes mostly uneventfully. You prepare a delicious meal of stewed venison.
Apples and deer meat stew.
You still have some herbs and things
Yeah.
that Elmer had given you, so you're able to make a
Lots of spices.
pretty good tasting stew.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, Cassius is completely passed out by the time you're finished
It's
preparing, so he sleeps through most of it. You have a pretty nice meal as you begin to turn in for the night. Kelter casts the dome, the tiny hut, and you make your way inside and begin to make preparations to go to sleep. Keeping first watch. Okay. Anybody joining Kelter?
I
for
can.
watch?
I'd clean up all the pots and stuff too.
Okay. Both of you make a perception check.
Perception? Do I get it with smell? Is there any rotten smell near us? I'm too busy.
19.
Natural one.
I think you're trying to focus more on the smell of things, and just all you smell is just the spices in the stew that was just cooked in the vicinity. You don't make out much else other than that. It's fairly quiet. You feel pretty safe. The moonlight is shining down. It helps
That's why
you
we're
feel
safe.
calm in general.
Uh,
Not much eventful stuff happens, and your first watch coming to an end, you wake up someone else, or you continue on. Big one goes to sleep.
Yep. I can wake somebody up.
You can go. And go.
I'll
Jen
wake you up.
and
Yep.
my new friend.
I'm still awake. Hello.
Hello.
Uh,
You still butchering?
No, that was early.
That was early.
the deer by this point has
Cleaning
kind
up
of
all the
like
plates, though.
Yeah.
scurried away from it, scurried a little bit towards the fire, and is just lying there now in the warmth.
Love how we bend what animal friendship means.
Yeah.
You just convince it you mean no harm, and you're just gathering animals.
Well, Jen, I just picked up.
Yeah.
There's no animal friendship there.
It's a baby deer.
Yeah. It needs a leader.
I feel like a baby deer might be the most skittish thing in the world. It follows a guy back who just killed his mom. Or dad, I guess.
It knows I mean it no harm.
For the
True.
hour
His
that
parents are
that you had it cast.
Make a perception check. You two make a perception check.
First perception.
Oh, you ready?
17.
19. Oh, I'm worse.
Maya is really calm and peaceful. For the first time in a while, it's very relaxed. The woods, the fire is warm. Woods aren't as cold or as dark. Or there's no ominous moon or.
Ominous moon.
You do
There
hear.
could
We were worried about a full moon.
Oh, I see.
You do hear a call and response fart from me in time. While he sleeps, he farts and I respond.
There is gonna be a full moon from this
Yeah.
one too. He's
It's
just
true.
no hands on.
It's true.
With your perception check, you do
Obviously.
notice some movement coming from within the trees.
Yeah, it's
towards
probably the
far end.
fucking mom looking for her baby.
Did we kill the mom or the dad?
I'm assuming the bigger one would be the buck.
Did they have big antlers or?
You just see some movement. That's
No,
what
I mean
I'm
the
just
one that
giving
we
you an
killed.
option. Not big antlers.
Okay.
I'm just watching. See the. I'm assuming we both see it. You got a higher
Yeah.
perception than me.
You both
But-
see it. You can make out like a movement of a large deer-like figure coming from the woods.
Where is the little one?
It's just sleeping, like, or it's lying beside the fire, but it has turned to like look in that in the direction. So you're camped here. There's like fire. It's like around here,
Yeah.
and the movement is from like the opposite end. Part of the
He throws his dagger again as he casts pride in the friendship again.
Harkman, no.
You just see
Watch
it,
as they kill
you
both
just see the
of your
movement through the trees. This like larger deer, smaller than the one that you'd seen before, but still fairly large. Comes through. It locks eyes with the little baby deer.
Was there perhaps another deer in the picture earlier?
No. But
Son of a bitch.
I'll I don't know if the baby deer's already looking there. We're just gonna like nudge it in that direction there.
Yeah,
towards
but we
the
don't
other
know is he doesn't allow it to pass through the walls. So just go
zap. Yeah.
Baby deer looks back at you momentarily, and then
Oh,
begins
now I'm
to
sad.
get
You
up.
were the new
and-
mama.
All right, this is the start of a very dark arc for this deer's revenge. But I'll let it
Takes
go.
a few steps and looks back, almost like it expects you to follow him, and then looks back another couple of steps.
Go.
I don't want you anymore. I cried
You
so
were
tough.
hard at
You
your
were-
5.5.
And
I
I
imprinted him.
I guess the animal friendship, that's like a spell that I remain, like, keep concentration with.
I think so.
So I would just cancel that.
I think it was just an hour
I think it's
anyways,
only an
right?
hour.
Yeah,
it's
it's only an
just an
hour,
hour.
but
Yeah.
I mean,
By
it's
this
only
point,
been like 2
you've
hours.
slept and woken up, so
His eyes go, he scampers away.
Yeah.
the baby deer darts off into the woods, followed by the larger deer.
There's a tear.
Yeah, single tear.
You all right there with me?
Kelsey, you feel like you witnessed something strange.
I
An awakening of
don't
sorts.
entirely know what I just saw.
What just happened?
Yeah. I was just watching it like TV. I had popcorn. I was like, oh my god.
The rest of your watch passes pretty uneventfully. Towards the end of this leg of the watch, you begin to fall asleep and go into your trance. While
Yeah. Oh wait, time it up. You were basically dead, so I'm gonna let you sleep.
Oh, thanks.
During your watch, Cassius also wakes up because he passed out and fell asleep really early. So he wakes up and begins to do some stretches.
Do you mind taking this watch with me while my friends?
Not at all. I feel much better. In fact, I think it's probably I should get back into my morning routine. And he begins to just do some stretches, some movements with his like weapon. Begins to do like a little bit of a workout of sorts.
Fun. Just between you and me. Can you take a second letter? It's still Cornwall.
Certainly, it's not a word.
Alright. I fumble into my bag to some of the old paper that Astra had given me and quill and start penciling that out.
You can see him while you're writing. He's just working out and he's like practicing swinging his hammer a few ways. He jumps up and making like a few. It's a very interesting fighting style. It's very different than any of the ones that you've seen so far. Very aggressive, very much so, like always on the like front foot. Almost no defensive movement at all in it.
Parkour.
Normally, most of the fighters you've seen fight with some level of like self-preservation. He genuinely doesn't. He just goes full bore into whatever he's going up against.
Why do you practice no defense?
Best defense is a good offense.
Well, we mostly just have this. In our army, it's more of a regimented sort of thing. I'm not usually at the front line taking the brunt of the blows. I'm more so performing aerial maneuvers or piercing attacks through. I'm not usually. When I'm scouting is the only time I'm out alone, and that time usually up in the air.
Hmm.
But I do think maybe when I'm in Cornwall, you mentioned your family runs a smithy of sorts.
The Blue Hammer. It's where I asked you to deliver the first
Perhaps
one.
I'll pick up a shield or something there. And
Oh yeah, you're in for a treat. My family arms some of the best in the town from the Frostblade Guard, and we I don't know if it's true, but my dad he told me that we even supplied to the House of Corn once a long time ago.
that's good to know.
Um. 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 Do you know anything about the dragons?
Only that they disappeared, that they used to rule this land, and then one day they were gone.
Have you ever heard of Samson the Mighty? He was one that helped vanquish them.
Can't say that I have.
How come nobody just knows about Sam?
I mean, had you heard of High Lord Brenna before?
No, but we don't get too many foreigners in Cornwall. At least not in my side of town. Wait. If you've been to the Erie Gate,
Yeah.
close by, there is this massive mural. Beautiful. Painted in green and gold. And it has the story of how Samson the Mighty vanquished the dragon. Do you remember seeing that?
Can't say that I do.
Pay attention when you go. Ask around. Oh, Samson was...
Change your life.
I'll follow up on it. Sure.
But, what did you say about High Lord Brenna? Did she fight dragons?
No, but she's been around for an eternity. She's always been there.
What do you mean? How old is she?
She was one of the first to emerge from within the mountain when the dragons fell. She has been the leader of our people since then.
Is
You
she-
want her full title? She's High Lord Brenna, the Drakenspear, Commander General of the Order Draconis, Dreadlord and Regent of the Rexate of Icefall, the First Primed, the Endless, Sworn Justicar of Cernum, and the first and last of her name.
Can you write that down for me? Not in this paper, this other one.
Or through a mutual messaging group.
Yeah.
Well, it's-
Put it
I
on
don't-
Messenger.
I don't see what's so difficult about it. All children of Icefall know and memorize it while they're children. It's High Lord Brenna, the Drakenspear,
She must have
Commander
known.
General of the Order Draconis, Dreadlord and Regent of the Rexate of Icefall, the First Primed, the Endless,
Why
Sworn
are,
Justicar of Cernum, and the first and last of her name.
why are your eyes darting down all the time?
He has it tattooed on his
Has a
forearm.
tattoo. Oh, maybe she knew Samson.
If anybody
Interesting.
did, it's
It's-
probably her. But
Wait,
Oh,
is she
tattoo.
one of them elven kind?
no,
Who lives forever?
Gods.
I mean, not even the elves do. Anyway, I finish penciling my letter.
Mhm.
I address it. I said, "You want to deliver this at the I forgot the name, but it's
Mhm.
basically my uncle's garrison."
okay.
And I'll send you the with both letters.
Mhm.
saying who they're for.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's very kind of you. The garrison is close by to my shop, to my family's shop.
As you finish writing this and giving it to him, he finishes his morning workout. The sun has begun to rise. It's still early, but you all fell asleep relatively at a normal-ish time, so you begin to wake up. You have the same dream that you're now becoming accustomed to, with the city in darkness and the moon being swallowed.
Fun. Are you writing it all out, Alyssa?
Yeah.
Did we get our long rest?
You do get your long rest.
Hey.
Yay. I almost died.
Nice. Fucking nice, yeah. Fucking nice, yeah. Alright, Derek, ruin the campaign. Change the course of the entire thing.
I will go into my bag, pull out a little pouch of the diamond dust, pour it into my hands. Just to let you know, I've not done this before. So I'll close my hands over it, and it starts to glow like a lot of my other spells will. I'll close my eyes for a sec, and then
Astra's staff is just going to shatter.
As you see Calther do this, you feel this pocket watch in your pocket whirring.
Still going.
Yep.
So I'll close my eyes. When I open them, they're glowing like the other times. When I open up my hand,
I look at Hoku. Is he?
Hoku's very intently watching this.
the dust is glowing now. It doesn't really look like diamond anymore. And then I will actually
Something's happened.
blow it over him.
As Astra says that
Something's happening.
you finish casting your spell, he closes his eyes. The whirring in your watch stops. He opens his eyes. Yes, the timekeeper. She was the right hand of High Lord Brenna. Who's the most powerful wizard archmage in the lands, or one of them at least. But something happened to her. She's no longer with us. But that's strange. This memory, I remember her being with us. It must have happened while I was away, while I was in Frozen and there. But somehow I still remember it, and I don't remember anything else that I experienced within. It's a profound sense of loss, as though.
What was her name?
I don't remember. I just know that.
Timekeeper.
Yes.
How are you so confident she's gone?
I don't know how I know this.
Do I know that my staff is called the Staff of the Timekeeper?
Not really.
Okay.
Kind of like a strange thing. Make an Arcana check, right?
Okay. Kind of want to fail this check.
Nat 20.
22.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think you can connect the dots. I think you've seen the sort of spells and the effects that it can cast, and they're very much focused on time, on slowing things, on speeding things up, on changing the flow of it. You have this feeling that the name sounds familiar enough to the staff.
Greater restoration.
Greater.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to that for a minute.
He also turns to you, Kelthir.
My lord.
Karis implanted, or he erased a portion of my memories from before our battle. When he brought me down, you introduced yourself to me as Kelthir, correct?
That's my name, yes.
I remember him saying that as his giant monstrosity struck me down, I was asking him, what was he doing? Where was he? And he said he was going to leave me here as a message for you, Kelthir. I remember that name now.
What the fuck?
Is that all he said?
I had no recollection of the name, but I remember it clearly now.
But this was years ago.
It was.
As a message to you?
Like, for me.
So you did this to Cassius.
I'm more confused now than I was before, but the timekeeper, something happened. I must leave. I must go to Cornhall, finish the task that I was tasked with, and immediately return to the High Lord and report of this, whatever happened.
If possible, if you don't have the means but someone else does, if you could send word to us when you get there of
I will.
what is
I will.
happening. Appreciate
If you
that.
find anything more about this timekeeper, please do let me know.
This is
I remember that this was a figure of great importance in Icefall, and if I feel this loss, perhaps, and there was some sort of magic that made me not recall or modified my. I don't know what happened. There was a gap within my memory somehow, but thank you very much for restoring it.
Sure.
Guys, we have potentially a weird situation happening right now.
Who are you sending that to?
Everybody except for him.
Oh.
He keeps referencing the timekeeper, and something's telling me the voice in the staff is the timekeeper. She also wanted to talk to him. I thought that was kind of weird. Do I tell him I think that the timekeeper is in my staff? Because he seems like she's all like the powerful and some big loss, and why do I have her in my staff?
Okay. It's a lot.
Do I say something?
Probably not.
But he's looking for her, and here she is.
We'll let you know if we hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
Make a deception check. I'll give you advantage.
That still won't help.
If you fail, I'll kill him.
Okay.
You didn't fail. Unless he's a god.
Wow.
And then I worship him.
17.
I think he's like a little bit flustered and having this wave of memory flooding to him, but still having gaps in it. That's the part that's bothering him more, because he knows the nature of the spell that you cast and that it should remove most like magically placed barriers to recollection. But the fact that he still has gaps, that's what is unnerving him a little bit more. And he begins to just prepare to head out.
Well, thank you for what you've provided us information.
I will.
Speak kindly of the Iron Well.
I will. And thank you again for rescuing me from where I was trapped and making sure that he looked up at his arms and the wounds on him. They're scarred. He'll heal over time.
Hopefully this isn't the last time we see you. I feel like
I
we
hope not.
might visit Icefall sooner rather than later.
It was certainly a pleasure to meet you all, and if our paths do cross again, I will certainly. If you come visit Icewall, I will certainly welcome you there to my home.
If you happen to come across any Loxodon folk, tell them that a lost wanderer is looking for something.
Certainly. He looks at you all,
And if you need, any of the best possible armor and weapons that you can find, and I pull a little chip that has just a little like shield, like blue hammer and a shield in it. You can get it from the bush. Here, take this.
He takes it.
This will give you a discount in my dad's shop.
They're gonna also help me find it. So he pockets it, and you can see him slowly take a deep breath, and from behind his shoulders, like the energy, like glowing wings emerge, and he takes off.
Bye.
Begins to fly off into the air to the northwest. As you break camp and begin your journey south, the rest of we could just fast forward through at least today's of travel. You end up at the edge of the woods, the trees beginning to thin out almost completely.
Oh boy.
And the last shot you see is just out into the grass around you has also started to like yellow out a little bit, as opposed to the thick green lush plants that were there. The ground, while it was more hilly and almost like cliffs, now has begun to become more of like rolling hills, and you can see out into the horizon a vast savanna of blowing wind and little pollen seeds floating across it. In the sky you can see birds flying wide open, which feels like an interesting change of pace after the thick woods.
God.
We're in the savannah now.
Just a quick note, DM. I salted all the meat and I
Cured it
rolled
all.
up the letters.
Nice.
That's all.
Sorry.
Wrap up the
It's
session.
okay, the baby got away.
And now we have to fight all the scary monsters.
There's gonna be lions.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Cool. Oh boy, on our way to Sophia. Cool.
Indeed, on your way to Sophia.
Cool.
What message was Karis leaving for me?
Who are
What
you?
was the message? Yeah.
Who are you? Cool. Alright. Until the next one.
Do a little wrap up.
What's the wrap up?
That was it.
Bye.
See you next time. in the outro.
Yeah.
Bye.